The Dental Coach's comments brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico as we bring in Lobo head basketball coach Craig Neal. And Coach Neal, Elijah Brown is out shooting free throws, and free throws were a big part of tonight's game, weren't they?
Yeah, we just didn't shoot them very well. You can't win shooting 55% and getting as many as we got to shoot. Well, we missed a lot. And, you know, that was a perfect example. You know, they played well. They did exactly what they do, and Josh Adams was tremendous and terrific and did some things. And, you know, the sad thing is we just haven't matured to be consistent and stay focused on what we're trying to do for 40 minutes. And, you know, we got to get better at that.
Coach, I thought the first half you guys played, you did exactly what you wanted to do. You had ball penetration, you had guys getting to the rim. You only took, for the game, 7 threes.
Right.
And that was part of the plan, and,
yep.
and you wanted to do that. So, and in the second half, I'm not sure if you guys had the kind of ball penetration you wanted. But, you know, Tim got the shots. He shot 11 times. His leading score was 17 points. Offensively, because Elijah didn't start. I mean, I guess we can talk about that too, but I don't know if that threw the team off. I thought X played tremendous when he came in.
I thought X played great. I think X played really good the second half.
And so offensively, were you able to do what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I thought we were able to do what we wanted to do. I just didn't think we could really get some easy scores. I think there was no flow to the game with the whistles that were blown. We never could really figure it out, and our guys didn't adjust. And you know, that's part of it. That's on both sides of the ball. They had to deal with it too. So it's just one of those things. But we haven't figured out how to be mentally tough in tough situations. We go up 46-40. We have a chance to put them, you know, kind of put some distance where you know, they're hard. They're not one of those teams that presses. They're hard to catch you. We don't get a rebound. They bang a three, and it's 46-43, and then the game's on. And then, you know, we come out of 2 timeouts late. We don't execute. You know, we're supposed to, the one that Cullen turned it over, we're supposed to hold the ball and get it to Tim Williams on the block. We don't do that. And we came out 2 timeouts, but that's just maturity and mental toughness, being able to execute. And that's one thing I've talked to you guys about with this young team. They haven't figured it out or put it together to execute, do the things. But at the end, you know, we have X and Sam, man, we got 4 guards in, a little bit different we haven't done. But, you know, that ball's got to go to Tim. We got to try to make a play off of him. But, you know, we had a chance to tie it. We missed a free throw. Very similar to Rice. We had a chance to go up 4 on Rice. We missed a free throw, and they came down, banged a 3, and it goes overtime. It doesn't even go overtime, but if we make that free throw and go up 4, it's over. But that's part of it, and that's part of the game. But you know, we got to continue to improve, and you know, that's very disappointing. That one's very disappointing in the sense that you know, we had to jumble some things and do some things that I don't like to do. But one thing that I'm not going to put up with in my program is selfishness. People that are being selfish in what they do in their actions, and you know, you got to be trustworthy and you got to be loyal. So, you know, there's some things that happen that should never happen. And you know, there's some things and people, they're not bigger in the program. It's never been that way in 9 years. You know, we've done some great things here, but we've got a long way to go, and these guys got to really mature, but their mental toughness has to pick up.
What you're referring to is the different starting lineup for today?
Yeah, I had some players break team rules and miss curfew when we were in Las Vegas, and you guys know me better than that. I'm not going to put up with that. And you know, we preached, you know, you got a responsibility not only on the floor when you wear the jersey, but you got a responsibility off the floor. There's a reason why 13,000 people show up to watch you play, and that's a discipline and responsibility you have to have. And you know, it's disheartening for me that you have to do that, put your team out of whack. It's 3-0, and you know, you're 1 game out of first place with a lot of games to go, and it's frustrating. But you know, I'm not gonna cave in or bend on how we do things. And if they don't like it, then they can go play somewhere else.
Lobo Coach Craig Neal is with us. I want to go back to, you referenced a sequence, and we talked about it, a 5-point swing, where you talked about it exactly. And I think from that point forward, they scored 12 in a row.
Well, it went on 12-0 run,
yeah.
but it was on that. It was on that rebound pitch out to 3, and they went on a 12-0 run, and we got bad shots, and we didn't do what we needed to do, and they went on a 12-0 run, and that's part of it. And our guys, instead of saying, all right, that's the last one they're going to get, it's all right. They've cut it to 3. Now we're going to go on our 12-0 run. We don't do that. We take a punch and then we don't get back up and punch back. But when you get somebody up that plays the way they play, and you're up 46-40, if you can push it to 10, they can't. If you can push it to 10, they can't catch you, especially with you're in the bonus.
Coach, you talk about that being mental.
Mm-hmm.
How do you coach that? How do you teach these guys to get to that point? I mean, is it film sessions? Is it? I mean, because you only can do it on the floor. I mean, you got to be in the action. And how do you, as a coach?
Well, we try to simulate it, but you know, it's like, you know, I had a player tell me today, I can't do it. I hear everybody's yelling my name. I go, well, if you can't do it with everybody yelling your name, then you're not going to be able to play at this level. And you know, it's one of those things we simulate in practice. We do a lot of that stuff. We watch a lot of tape, but they've got to come together, and somebody's got to be more demanding of each other, and they got to be more responsible. And the problem with my team right now, when you have a young team, and I told them this after the game, I said, if you're not going to do the little things that lead to big things, you're not going to be successful. If you're not going to pay attention to detail and do every little bitty thing of the game, you're not going to come out victorious. And when you do that, you're really, really good. When you don't do that, anybody can beat you, and that was evident tonight. But
even a younger team.
Yeah, a younger team with a stud, and he made big time plays. And you know, when he was out of the game, that's kind of when we got our stuff going. But we just never seemed in sync. And what our guys don't do is there's so much stuff going on that they don't understand. You know, with us old guys, it's like they don't understand what the basketball gods mean. And when you do things that against the basketball guards, it's going to be bad karma, and things aren't going to figure out, and they don't understand that. So if you're not going to do the little things, and you're not going to be responsible, and you're not going to be disciplined to be part of the deal, then you know, your team's never going to grow together.
You mentioned the fouls, 50 fouls, I guess 49 exactly was the total number.
Right.
You said the way it was called and the Lobos never adjusted. Is that also just a maturing process to be able to recognize that?
No, we just have to adjust. We can't. You can't, when they get in bonus, you just can't keep fouling them and giving them easy shots. I mean, there comes a point in time where when you tell them so many times, there has to be a responsibility on my end, which I tell them, but it's also got to be responsible on them, and they got to grow up and figure that out. But it's just one of those things where we just make some mental mistakes. But you know, both teams had to deal with that. The only thing I'll say, I've never got a technical for raising my hands up, and I've never seen that in my life.
Yeah, it seemed like the refs or officials were a little razzled here. I mean, it just.
I think the crowd got to them.
Yeah, I did too.
And you know, I don't think they had zero control of the game.
No.
Sam Logwood today, 5 assists. We talked about inbounds plays 3 times. He was able to find somebody on an inbounds play for an easy bucket. You got that part of it going.
Yeah. He's just got to find out a way. You know, they asked me, how do we get him going? And I said, guys, I mean, we've tried. I'm trying, but I can't make plays for him.
But, you know, talk about a highlight. That was a highlight this afternoon where you guys were able to score on inbound plays where a week ago you were struggling just getting the ball inbound.
Yeah, that's the thing that's frustrating, Hunter. We'll make strides like the UNLV game. Pressure didn't turn it over. And then we got past half court, we got rushed and turned it over. So we figured out to handle pressure, and then we can't figure out how to run offense. And we've played games where we couldn't handle pressure but ran great offense. We struggle with inbounds plays because we had guys that, you know, you can't look at the first look. You got to look at the second, third look. And then finally we went through it enough that they got that. But then they won't, you know, then they won't do what we ask them to do. As far as guys, if Josh Adams drives it, make him throw it to somebody else. Make somebody else make a play. And, you know, there was 2 times late in the game where we didn't do that, and it cost us.
Have you talked, I mean, I don't know if you thought about it, because I was sitting here thinking maybe you just go boxing one on him, make him, because he was really shooting the ball well from the three-point line.
Yeah, we talked about it. I think at the end we tried to, when he got rid of it, we tried to keep it out of his hand. Okay, and I thought the zone was really good for us. I think it kept them stagnant, and we were able to guard them. The reason why we went zone, guys, is because with the whistle, we didn't know what was going to, you know, we don't want to put them on the line. It just seemed like every time anybody drove it, it was a foul. foul, or anybody cut, it was a foul. So, that's one thing. We went zone, and I thought we did a good job. We just had some breakdowns when we had late clock zone situations where, late in the game, they didn't score. They had 2 shot clock violations because when he gave it up and when they got late in the clock, we denied him. And when we did that, they had 2 shot clock violations, which got us back in the game because we were down 7.
Yeah.
But that got us back in the game, but we just couldn't get over the hump.
Asked you in the pregame, so I'll follow up on the three-quarter court pressure did you get what you wanted out of that with your pressure?
Yeah, because I think that if you give them a chance to get down the floor and have 24, 25 seconds, they're going to hurt you because they'll run offense till it's going to run out. And I think what we were able to do was we were able to take some time off the clock. And when we took time off the clock, then it made them speed up a little bit where they had to get through it and they couldn't hold it as long, and I think that helped us. But, I thought all in all that we did some good things defensively, but we did some bad things where we just, in crucial times where that's when you got to make the right play and pay attention to detail, we didn't do that.
Okay, we talked about this being a key stretch here in the Mountain West schedule, and you've got a trip to San Jose State, and then you come back with Air Force, and obviously
we just got to get better.
Yeah.
We're going to spend all this week, and we're going to work. We're going to try to get better, and we're going to, hopefully we can push past some things, but, hopefully we'll do some growing up.
All right, Coach Neal, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Levelhead men's basketball coach Craig Neal, our guest. Delta Dental coaches' comments brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico. Almost 400,000 New Mexicans covered by Delta Dental plans. For more information, log on to deltadentalnm.com.